Hello and welcome to another random reviews video. Today I'm testing a new setup that I have and testing lights, and I'm recording through a mic that I already had, but I didn't have the capability to record a video on a desk with, so it changed. Some things changed, so I figured I'll just do a test video with a re-review of something that I already talked about, which is the EDC. EDC is I think the word is anachronism for what represents your everyday carry. Sorry, everyday carry. Those are articles that you take with you every day when you get out of your house. Uh, I I will make a pause now and say that EDCs, depending on where you live, depending on the country you live, and even if you live in the states, depending on the state you live, will vary based on your local laws. So before you engage in any of this, check your local listings, like Tom Greaves says from that's a great lawyer, great defense lawyer. Um, so with nothing more to add, it's just going to be a review of one of my rotations. This is not what I take every day, so there's things change. But just to illustrate an idea of one of my rotations, so I do this every week. So I spend a week carrying this, and that item, and then next week comes Sunday. So on Sundays I change it, and then I start on Monday carrying it out. Uh, and I'm going to start by showing you some of the things that have changed. And also, guys, keep in mind that this is not I don't how do I say this? It's not the way that you have to do it. You can come up with your own EDCs depending on your situation, what you do every day, and that kind of thing. So the idea is to create like a pattern of things that you do every day or that you take with you every day, so that on the simplest way that I can say it, so you don't forget them at home. I'm trying to look over here. They are. Have a bunch of things to my right side. So you don't forget things at home. People sometimes leave their keys, they leave their wallets, they leave. Sometimes they even leave their phones. I'm guilty of that because, believe it or not, I'm not looking at my phone all the time. I do use it a lot when I'm home, but when I'm out, I basically put it in my pocket and it stays there. So let's start. First thing I want to show you is my phone, which I have never had the chance to put it in before. It's a phone. It's a regular. I mean, you need a phone. So this is one of the things that I put in my pockets. Don't mind the smootches. I tried to clean it so that it looked nice, but yeah, I just smeared it worst than what it was. This is my phone, so one of the things that I pick up every morning when I'm wanna yeah, on cue. One of the things that I pick up every morning before I go to work is my phone. This is my personal phone. I have a company phone, which you can see right about here. I believe I've showed it before. It's charging. So I take two phones. One is for work, one is for personal things. So yeah, this is it. My personal phone. It's a Samsung Galaxy Fold, not the newest one, but the one before. I can't remember if it is 6 or 7 or something like that. So it's a Fold phone. I really like this phone because it opens up. Wait, the camera's this way, so it flips open, and you kind of like have a little iPad with it. Let me see if I can. Yeah, this is the picture that I have in the background. So maybe moving forward, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about these things. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. That's me and my wife. Once we took a picture, me as Boba Fett and her as a Mandalorian. I actually made that costume for her, minus the helmet, and of course, the clothing was purchased, the helmet was purchased, but the paint job and the plates and everything else, I made it. So probably I'll talk about that moving forward if anybody's interested. So anyway, uh, a phone. because you need to have a phone. That's the first thing. Then I am going to show this again. You need your wallet. It doesn't matter what wallet it is. It doesn't matter if it is minimalistic as this. You need a wallet. I like this because it doesn't take. I already carry a lot of crap, and you will see I carry a lot of crap with me every day. So I'm trying to minimalize what I want to minimalize. This wallet works perfectly fine. I have more, a few more with the same concept, and I switch them depending on what I'm gonna do. I have one that is more for, let's say, going out, and I want something like thinner than this. Then I can only move just the IDs and credit card and some cash. Uh, but yeah, a wallet. You need to take your wallet with you. So this is where the EDC becomes useful. If you create what is called a program or a pattern or of taking specific things with you every day, it is very unlikely that you will forget those things when you're heading out, even if you're in a rush, because it becomes muscle memory. So when you're going, you either have everything in one place where you just go take the things and you take them with you, or you start like putting them together so that you know you're not gonna leave them behind. So it's really useful if you start practicing this. And again, you don't have to carry all the things that I'm going to be showing you today unless you want to, or unless you're allowed to do it. Push the keyboard back a little bit. So a wallet. The next thing is keys, of course. So these are the keys to the car, uh, and the keys to the house. And the keys to the house have the keys to some other things. So I try to keep them separated. I'm guessing that basically everybody does it the same way at this point in time. But before, I wish I could do a video where you don't see my beer belly. But anyway, I'll figure it out. So anyway, so the keys, I try to keep them separate because sometimes I get that I get out of the car in a place I don't want to have this in my pocket. Like again, like I said, I carry a lot of crap on me, and you will see. So if there is anything that I can yeah, I don't want this update. If there's anything that I can leave behind, like leave it in the car or put it in my wife's purse. It's a good thing that she carries a big purse so I can dump things in her purse that I don't have to carry myself. But anyway, I try to keep them separate just because it's more comfortable. So I have the key fob and the house keys and some other things that I have here that are on the lock and key. The key fob I never leave anywhere, of course. And we have two. We only have we share a car. We have one vehicle. So she has her own and I have my own. And when I am the one doing the driving, I don't leave this anywhere, and neither does she. I mean, if they break into your car and they find your car keys, just give them their car. So it doesn't make any sense. However, I do sometimes leave my house keys inside my car. I should probably stop doing because it's kind of stupid, but you know, men are like that. We're kind of dumb sometimes. Anyway, keys. Okay, I don't know if you do it like this. I was told, and I don't know if this is true. I'm repeating something that has been said for eons, that if you have one of those cars that are not uh, uh, that you don't have the push button start thing, which I don't really like. I much rather have the turnkey ignition system, but I'm all like that. But they say that in time, if you put a lot of weight to that starting system, that it kind of like damages it, and then you have to replace it. I don't know. It never happened to me, and before I used to carry all my keys in one place until I heard that, like I said, eons ago, and I changed it. Just a little side note. I don't know if anybody wants to comment on that. Okay, so keys. Out of the way, the keys. You put them over here. Then, I've mentioned this before. a flashlight. I carry a flashlight even if it is daytime. This is the latest flashlight. I've actually been carrying it for months now, and it's a replacement for the other one I had that burned out. I think the battery went bad or something. And I tried to figure out if I could fix it because I really liked that it was way smaller than this one. But then my son purchased this version on I think it's like an metallic orange, and it's so cool. So I, of course, envious. I'm not envious, but I got envious, and I bought one too. So why a flashlight? Sorry. And people use it. People say that a lot when I pull it out, and I use it a lot. I use my flashlight a lot. You have no idea. I use it a lot. Uh, Even during daytime, you have uses for a flashlight. And if you start carrying one, you're gonna find out that you're gonna use them a lot. So anyway, people see me that I pull out a flashlight when they're like using their phones to you know illuminate their path or do something, and then they laugh. Oh, you have a flashlight. Oh, you have a flashlight on you. That I mean, first, a flashlight is something that is built for that, to illuminate stuff. Okay. A phone is a convenience thing. In the phone is a convenience thing because it has a flashlight built in. However, during a problem, something that is not that far-fetched, that it can happen. If you're ever like stranded somewhere or a place where you need a bright light for whatever, your phone is gonna suck. That flashlight is worthless. Don't believe me? Get a regular, I don't know, $5 flashlight and take your phone and go to a dark place and try to illuminate with your phone at a distance. That's something that may be coming to you. If you live in a place where there's wildlife, or you're camping at night, your phone is gonna suck. If you still don't believe me, try it. Try it and you will see the difference. So a flashlight is very useful just because of that. But also because if you are, let's say, on an emergency situation and you need to call somebody and you don't have a power bank or something with you in your car, which none of us actually, or most of us don't have one. I do own a power bank and I don't carry it with me because, again, I carry a lot of crap on me and I don't want an additional thing on me. I do take it with me in some instances when I know I'm gonna be out for a long time with my wife. And so I take it because it's good for you to be able to recharge at least her phone that dies quicker than mine because she uses it more while we're out, like taking pictures and videos and that kind of thing. So you need to preserve your battery. If you run out of batteries, then you're really screwed. However, with a flashlight, and I advocate for rechargeables and battery operated ones. So it's not it's not a bad idea to have at least two, and in your house too. I mean, inside your home, you should have like a flashlight basically in every drawer. But that's a topic for another day. But rechargeable flashlight. I'm not gonna talk about the features. I already made a video on this, and if you want, you can look for it. I'm gonna actually upload this video on Rumble, and I'm gonna update my Rumble random reviews channel too. I'm gonna put a bunch of videos that I have on YouTube, move them to Rumble too, so that they're in two places. I don't think YouTube likes when you mention Rumble, but it is what it is. Uh, I'm gonna, I'm gonna be redundant on that. I guess what I'm trying to say. So anyway, a flashlight is really useful. Um, let's say you're looking at something inside your car and you're talking to somebody at the same time. It's gonna be easier for you to point a light and then talk on your phone on a speaker or something like that. You reduce the risk of your phone falling somewhere where you don't want it to fall and breaking, and then you're gonna be really screwed. If you use eyeglasses like I do, sometimes some fonts are hard to see even during the day, and you need a certain amount of light, and then you can see better even at restaurants. Sometimes I have pulled this one out just to look at the menus, because sometimes they do those things, and they don't, I don't think they have people with eyeglasses in mind when they make their menus, some places at least. And especially flashlights that have different intensities, so you can see, this is called moonlight. If you get dressed like in the morning, early in the morning, and your better half is sleeping, this doesn't bother, like the shine is not that bad, and you can look for your socks while she's sleeping. You're not gonna wake her up, and then she's gonna be mad at you all day, and you're not gonna get anything for a week. But it's like a soft light, and you can see very nicely when it's really dark. And then he has like the second level of intensity, and then he has a third one, and then he has another one that is called turbo. Let me see if I can turn it on. I tap it 3 times. With my left hand, I don't know. Let me see. Oh, there you go, turbo. And then you switch back to, I usually have it in this setting. So it has 4 settings. It has a lighting. I'm not gonna talk about I'm not gonna divert to talk about the features of the flashlight. Have a flashlight. Your phone is not a flashlight. Almost got trailed off in talking about the flashlight. That's how much I like it. It's fully rechargeable. I mean, it's rechargeable. It comes with a charger. Let me see. You can see it. I think, yeah, get out right there. It's like a little magnet thing that locks in there, and you charge it. You need to charge it because it's half powered. Keep a flashlight. It's a pocket flashlight. It's not that bad. And believe me, you're going to use it. It's really useful. This is also a defensive tool, by the way, because the light is so intense. If you point this thing at somebody's eyes in a rush, you have a couple of seconds to try to run away. If you don't have any other means to defend yourself for whatever reason, and you need to try to run away from somebody, a good, powerful flashlight is always a good idea. I leave it up to you to do your research. This is the last thing I'm going to say about the flashlight. It's called Olight. You can go and look at the Olight products, and they have a bunch of things. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but these are really good, and they run like deals where they reduce like $20-$30 off the price. These are not, one thing, that this kind of flashlight are not inexpensive, but they're what I call budget. You can actually buy one if you save some money for it. Not that bad. Okay. Stop talking about flashlights. Okay. So one of the things that I always take with me, and keep in mind, all this that I'm showing you, I take on me, my pockets, on my belt, or whatever. Oh, belt. Shit. Okay. I'm gonna do a quick pause. Give me a second. Okay, through the magic of editing and pausing things that you're recording when you forget that you should have something and you don't, um, I went and got the belts. I'm gonna show you 2 belts that I have that I basically use every day. That's almost exclusively, and when I say that, it's like out of 365 days in a year, I do not wear either of those belts in 2 or 3 days. I always wear either one of them, and it'll make sense um, why I chose those belts. Okay, so what was okay? Let me put another mild thing into the mix. So eyeglasses, uh, because the sun hates everybody. So these are the ones that I use. This were a gift from my sister, and these are the only ones that I like. And even though I have like another pair or two, I don't wear them. I like this. I need to buy the lens again. I like this because you can replace the lens really easily, and you can find them anywhere that they sell this type of eyeglasses. Shades. You can buy the lens, and they're not that bad. I mean, it's a good thing. I like them. So let me put this away. Already crowded here. Okay. Okay, so we move to the next thing. The next things. Pocket knives. And I say knives because you should own more than one. I'm not gonna talk about knife quality. I'm not gonna talk about anything else. I am going to make a note about this guy over here. I have a video on this. This is supposed to be like a Smith and Wesson knife, and they say, "Oh, it's a really good knife." Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So I bought it, and it broke. I don't suggest you buy this knife unless you don't care if it breaks and you have to fix it. So what broke is that over here. Let me see if I can get it close to the camera. Please focus. Please focus. Okay, well, I think you can see it fine. Over there, he had like a little wheel, which is what you use to flip it open, and that breaks. So what I did is that I drilled a hole almost all the way through. You can see it here. I put in a little tiny screw in there all the way through. I added some crazy glue with baking soda so that it holds in place. That's magic. Anyone that discovered that you can do that chemical reaction with baking soda and crazy glue is a genius and deserves the whatever prize they can give to people who invent cool or discover cool things. And then I found this little piece over there, and it's like a plastic thing, and I just glued it in there because I don't care that much about aesthetics, just functionality. So it helps me, open it up like I used to open it up when it was brand new. It works fine. I fixed it, and I told you when on the other video I was not gonna throw this away because I did pay like $50 for this thing. It's a good heavy knife, and it works. It serves its purpose. It has the window breaker thing over there. You can see it. Yeah, the window breaker thing. He has that, and he has the blade to cut seatbelts. And talking about this knife probably tells you the utility that these things can have. So I guess that a question will be, oh, why you have more than one? Because you do need more than one, and because they're cool. But it's good to have more than one. That means that I can actually drop one in a bag and leave it there. Though I don't do that. This is a rotation thing. I rotate my knives, and I'm gonna tell you why. Uh, I don't like buying expensive knives. Okay, this is the most expensive knife I have, and this is the most expensive knife I paid money for. I used to have one that was more expensive that came in a box, but I dropped it. The knife, I bought like a mystery box one, like $35, and it came with like a $70 knife in it. And I dropped the knife, and I never found it, and I'm still pissed about it. So I will be more pissed if I would have paid what they say the knife is worth. So I say, I'm gonna buy good knives that serve their purpose because I use them every freaking day. I use a knife for something, and then basically, I think it's because the nature of my work. I need to open a lot of things, cut a lot of plastics, and then kind of like cut things around and tie them up, cut them again. So I use knives all the time, and you can learn how to open bottles of beer with your knife too. But that's something for another day. So anyway, uh, get a good knife. I'm not gonna tell you not to invest some money in a really good knife, I don't know, everything $50 and up when it comes to knives. It's usually gonna be a good thing. Uh, but do look for reviews. That's important. Get one good knife, at least one. And then if you like it, or if you want to, buy a bunch of 9, 10, $15 ones. Just so you have an idea, these knives, I bought them because they look really, really cool. Tell me they don't look cool. They look fantastically cool. So I went to this place. It's a client of mine. I went in to sell him stuff, and he ended up selling me stuff. So these knives are like $9 each. So, I went and bought three because that's the color. Those are the colors that, thankfully, these were the only colors he had. Because had he had more, probably would have get them gotten them too. Uh, so then this one is they used to sell these where I work. So this one I got it with an employee discount. And this is a really, really nice blade. It's been with me for at least 3-4 years, and I use it a lot for a lot of different things. I'm cutting things all the time with it. It looks like carbon fibery, so it's a really good. And I like DeWalt. It's a good brand. I love DeWalt man. So anyway, why a pocket knife? Because you at some point going to need to cut something. That's it. For the guys out there, let's say that you have problems with your car battery, and you need to clean the phosphate thing. Is it phosphate? The residue that forms on the battery plugs, and you need to clean it like really quickly because the car won't start. You need to scratch the lead on the plugs on the battery, or clean something, cut a wire, peel a wire so you can rewire something. This is your friend. This is your friend. Okay, you can you can opt out. You can opt for one of these two if you want. It's like a multi-tool. I haven't incorporated this into my EDC yet, because again I carry a lot, so and I would replace, if I carry this, I'll replace the knife. The thing is that this is way bulkier than any pocket knife I have. Granted, it has a bunch of tools in it, but I yet haven't figured it out. I will at some point because I really like this tool and I would like to carry it every day, but as of today, I don't. So pocket knives are useful, and for ladies too. If and this is where my disclaimers are gonna keep coming, as long as the place you live allows you to do it by law. Do not break your local laws, even if they suck ass. Don't break them because they're there. And if you do, there are consequences that you are going to face. Instead, if there is a law that you don't like, try to advocate for the law to be changed. That's the right thing to do. That's the right way to do it. Respect the laws of the place you live in. And that's how it works. Again, sometimes laws are really stupid. I think most of the times many laws are like really useless and stupid, but they are laws and they need to be respected. That's why we're called law abiding citizens, right? So this is also a self-defense tool in a situation where you don't have anything else. This is better than a pointy stick. Way better. They're easy to deploy. If you train with them, you're gonna be able to just flick them up like really quickly, even if they're worn and used, and they tend to get like grimy and you have to clean them. And but even when you can actually learn how to pull them out of your pocket, and it can be used for self-defense as long as you're allowed to do that, because believe it or not, there are some places where you're not allowed to defend yourself against somebody that wants to hurt you like really badly. Yeah, and people rationalize that as a something that's normal. That's the worst part of it, but that's not either here nor there. So easy to deploy, useful as hell. I really like this because it's kind of like an stiletto style, and it has that Renaissance look or something Crusaderish like look. These are not like safe queens. I use them. They're really peeling, and I don't care. My tools, everything I use is has weathering or battle damage, if you will. Pocket knives, really useful. Useful to open letters. Useful to open boxes. Useful to cut rope, to peel wires, to help you in many different things. If you have a really good one, maybe you might even be able to use it as a screwdriver if you know what you're doing. So if you can, try to get yourself a pocket knife and get more than one. Oh, I did say I was gonna explain why I use more than one, and I almost don't do it. So I rotate them. The only reason why I rotate my pocket knives is because I am aware that I'm not buying the best quality pocket knives. So I do have more than one, and I rotate them. I use them 1 week, and then I put them in a place, and I put them, and then I take another one, another one, and I give them a week of use, and then the other one gets a week of use. And by doing that, I noticed that over the years, I've only lost, over the period of 5 years, I only had to replace two of these blades because they broke, because I do use them a lot. So it works for me. I mean, if I have to spend $9 every 2.5 years to replace a pocket knife, I think that's a win, right? Kind of like, I'm not good with math, but I just bought them once, and when it breaks, you throw them away. You throw them away, or if you lose them, you only lost $9. But you do have a good one. If this thing if shit, if I could speak, if this thing ever breaks or I lose it, this one, I'm gonna try and get me another one. During this along the same price range, because always you should always have a good one, and the ones that you're gonna be using every day, that if they break, you don't care. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but that's the way that I like to do. Now we're gonna come to the next thing that I'm gonna show you guys. This is the rotation for this week. Okay, so let me see. And this again, disclaimer: only if you're allowed to do this where you live, the location you're at, the part of the world where you live, um, or the state you live in if you're in the United States, or whatever in the planet you live in, if you're allowed by law to do it, that's the only time you're gonna do this. Okay, I'm not advocating for anybody to go and do anything illegal. So here we go. A personal defense device, also known as a firearm. I need to stop hitting the table like an idiot. So this speaks for itself. There's a reason why you carry one of these things on you, and you carry every day. This again is part of the program. That's why it's called EDC, Everyday Carry. You want to call it EDCI, Everyday Carry Items, or however you want to call it. However, the concept is not strictly tied to ending up in one of these things, in your belt, hanging out, and going with you everywhere you go. But it is kind of like, I think, where the concept developed. And I'm not 100% sure about that. If anybody out there ever comments on any of my videos, and you have any insight or where it came from, that will be good to know. I'm not gonna pull this the gun out of the holster because it is loaded and you shouldn't be pulling it in and out unless you unload it. And but I don't think that's necessary because I'm not talking about the gun per se. I'm just talking about the concept of everyday carry. So it stays there. If you need to know, it's a Smith & Wesson 686 Plus. It holds 7 shots of 357 Magnum, and I'm gonna show you the rounds because that's cool. I also have another holster for it, and the differences between these two holsters, if you live in a place where you're not exposed to these things and you don't know, so this is what is called an inside the waistband holster. That means that it goes inside your waistband. So it between your underwear uh, and your belt, and so it's covered. You don't see it. It's concealed. Yes, I can conceal. For those who do conceal carry, yes, I can conceal a 4.5 inch revolver, which is basically from the front of the barrel of the gun to the tip of the hand grip here is seven and some inches. I conceal it, and probably if you conceal carry, you're gonna know that I'm carrying it. But I guarantee you that 95% of the people that see me out, they don't know I'm carrying this thing with me. So I do conceal it, and I don't dress like a clown with 2 sizes of clothing. I dress normally. I do conceal it. It's not that bad, hard to do. Heavy as hell. Again, one of the reasons why I don't carry a lot of more things is because this takes a lot of space. And this is an outside the waistband holster. That means that it goes outside. So you see the loops, the belt goes there, like from behind. It has 2 holes on this side, like 2 holes on this side, so you can cant it. So it's kind of like goes like that or goes straight, depending on how you like it. And a strap that I added to it so that it has retention, because this one did not come with retention. Best holsters are the ones that have retention, especially if they are outside the waistband. So I did a little mod to it because I'm not gonna replace my holster. I really like the holster. I actually bought the grips to match the holster because this come with rubber grips, which are more comfortable, but uh, they snag with your shirt when you're trying to pull your shirt over the grip. So this one slides away, easier to work with. I am going to do a video now that I have a camera uh, and well, it's like a small computer camera, and I have the light. I'm gonna try and do a video on how I conceal carry. Again, it's not gonna be the way you should do it, because if you don't do it like that, you're an idiot. No, there's the way that I do it, that the way that it works for me, and I'm gonna show you that at some point. So if you're interested in that kind of thing from a regular Joe, not a an expert that's probably going to try to sell you something, which I don't do. And I'm not criticizing their expertise. They do have it, but I always look at them understanding that they may be a little biased depending on what they're talking about. So I'm going to probably show you how I do it. And if that makes sense to you, maybe you can build upon that. If you think that's dumb, then you can probably let me know in the comments that I'm just an idiot, and everything is welcome. I mean, this is a free country, and all opinions are welcome. So outside the waistband, inside the waistband, there are holsters, and I'm going to show you one at some point in time that I have it. I already did a video on that you can actually just switch it from inside and out. I really like that. But for revolvers, for some reason, I don't know, maybe nostalgia. If it is not a leather holster, nah, I don't like it. I like the leather holster. I mean, it gives it a little something, something, something. So yeah, firearm. Self-defense, self-protection for you and your loved ones, and depending on where you are, uh, uh, even for people who are there with you at the time, and that all depends on the local laws and the place where you live in. Again, Okay, it's really important to keep that in mind. Let me take this away. I'm going to show you something else. This is a gift from my wife. I used to carry different pouches, and I think I showed. I actually made some pouches. So now my beautiful, lovely wife got me this for Christmas. Perfectly matches my holsters and the grip, and my OCD is at ease finally, because it was driving me crazy like you have no idea. Plus, these are way better. These are made out of leather. They're really sturdy. They're brand new. I guess they're gonna loosen up as I keep wearing them and sweating and things. So what these are speed loader carrying cases. For this kind of firearm, the limitation you have is that uh, it doesn't carry a lot of rounds in it. Even though arguably, I don't think you need more than 3 or 4. And again, I'm not arguing against higher capacity magazines or standards like 15, 13. You know, I'm not arguing against them. I own them, and when I show my next EDC, you're gonna see I don't argue against that. I do have magazines that hold 20 rounds, by the way, for a pistol. So yeah, 100% in favor. But this uh, only carries 7. And as per the FBI and some of the studies that have been made, you don't need more than 3 or 4. And sometimes even brandishing the gun, showing it, is more than enough to deter any person with ill intents against you, because nobody wants to get shot, which just makes sense, right? Nobody wants to get shot. I don't want to get shot ever in my life. I don't want to have to shoot at anybody either. But uh, just in case you need to reload, then you have the option to carry some of these things. I usually carry 2, usually just carry 2, and then one additional one, like a loose one. But now I'm going to be carrying this 4. First, because I want to break them in. I want the strap on the back to loosen up a little bit. It's really tight. So I wanted to take the shape so that it's easier for me to do that. And secondly, because I can. There's no other reason. I can do it. I will do it. And for me, I don't know if anybody has ever thought about it like that. And for me, it's counterweight. This is really heavy on one side. So even though these two things don't weigh the same, of course, I need to stop hitting the freaking computer. They don't weigh the same, of course, as the revolver per se. And I keep doing it. My God, I'm such a anyway. It's random reviews, right? That's why I call random reviews. Uh, it kind of counterweighs it a little bit, and I feel more comfortable with it. And I do carry them. I used to carry the same 4 in other pouches that I have that I'm just gonna put to another use. They're gonna be living in a place fixed there, so if I go out or something like that, I'm gonna put them there anyway. But this is the one I'm gonna be. These are the ones I'm gonna be using from now on until further notice. So how it works: you put them on your belt, like on the side, like that, pop on your belt. They stake out. If you need to reload, you pop it out and you pull the little speed loader, and that's basically it. And then you reload your fire. So it's like really easy. You just put it on the wheel of the gun, on the little wheel, and then you twist it. Sorry, I forgot the name of it. Sue me. You twist it, and the rounds fall out, and then this you drop it. And if you can pick it up later, then you pick it up. If not, just leave it there and buy another one. If you ever have to use your firearm, the police gonna take it anyway, along with the gun. So that shouldn't be a worry. That's why they're not that expensive. At least this type. So yeah, extra rounds for convenience and counterweight. And because in some places you can do it, you don't have to have like a big reason. Just, you know, if you can do it, it doesn't hurt anybody. And if you need, for whatever reason, more rounds, you already have them. We're living in a crazy world, if you haven't noticed. So, and the last item that I'm going to show you is what I paused the video for before. I'm going to show you two belts that I own. Okay, and then I'm gonna try and explain how they work. So this is a core system belt. This belt is specifically designed for concealed carry, meaning it is designed to carry firearms on your body because it's like really, really sturdy. It doesn't bend that much. It has like a, I believe it's like a plastic lining in the middle and very strong material. I used it. You can see it that it's kind of like you know, bent a little bit here and there. The shape of it. I've been using this for at least 2 years. Yeah, the share is acting up too. So I've been using it for a little while, and it's been working really good for me. I really love this belt, and I'm gonna show you what I like the most. The thing is that I can put all those things that you saw in there, the gun, the little pouches with the speed loaders in it, and this is not gonna bend out of place. It can pull your pants down if you don't tighten it because it's heavy, but it's not gonna bend out of place. It's perfect for concealed carry. But the best thing he has is not that. And I'm gonna show you right away. So the way these belts work, if you can see those ridges over there, uh they work like those zip ties that you use to secure things in place. And differently than a regular belt that has a hole every, I don't know how many, you know inches or whatever, that when you putting it, and if you're a little overweight like me, or like overweight like me, um you don't find that sweet spot. It's either too loose or too tight. So sometimes I would end up making additional holes in the damn thing so that I can try to find where I'm not gonna be either wearing that my pants are gonna fall down, or wearing that I'm gonna be caught into by the freaking belt. So this comes to solve that problem. And the way that they sell these belts is that they come like in, I want to say it was like 50 inches. They come like really long, and then you take one of your belts and you measure it, and then you cut it to your size. So I don't think you're gonna be able to see. Well, we can see the lines. Uh, so I don't know. Let me see if you can see. It's not gonna be. mm, you're not gonna be able to see it. So he has measurements. He has the numbers, like 50 something, then goes down up until 28. I think is the up to 28 inches. So you buy a 50 some inches belt and you can cut it to size. It comes with a tool for you to screw it in place with those two screws, but it also has a bunch of teeth there that when you flip this lever, it holds the belt in place. It's not gonna come out. And this, like I said, is the best part. So when you put the belt on, you can hear it clicking. That's the belt, holding in place. Forgot to say that the flashlight has a magnet and it just held to the belt like that. So then you can keep tightening it until you feel it secured, and it's not gonna come off, and you're comfortable with it. If that makes any sense. and there's a piece of it that I lost. Oh, here it is. Just swallowed it. Hold on. There. So for me, Core is the best freaking belt in the market. There probably are better. But this, I love this, and I don't think I'm never gonna change them. I'm just gonna keep trying to find them. I have these two colors. I would like to find like a brown one now, maybe a gray one because I own a couple of working pants that are gray. And if I can get like a OD green one too, I'll probably get it too. Because I do have some OD green shirts, and it'll be fun, just for fun and not to be monotone. It comes with a hanger that you can actually plug the belt in and hang it like straight so it doesn't take space. And like I said, it comes with a tool. And when it's time for you to take the belt off, it has a little small little lever. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, against the palm of my hand, you see this little thing over here? So you just pull this thing forward and whoop, you pull it out. That simple. These things, that's me adding crap to it because I like to hang my keys from my belt. It doesn't come with that, but that's something that you can either you can buy or make it yourself. Uh, and with that, that's it. EDC. Those are the articles that I carry with me every day. Believe it or not. The gun changes every week. The pocket knife changes every day. But after that, everything else is like a regular item that I take with me every day of my life. Um, if you like the video, please leave a comment, ask a question. Uh, Try to make the comments if you can, please, to be related to what I'm talking about, because I would like to make it an interaction, not just comment to comment. If you are just gonna comment to comment, just I don't know. I just want to make it interactive. I guess the algorithm likes that. Leave a like again if you like the content. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike. At least it will be something different for me to see. If you think anybody can benefit from this information or this video, please share it. And finally, if you want to help me grow, like, share, and subscribe, which is the best way that you can help me out right now. I would like this videos to reach more people because I believe, I don't know, even if I'm really small and I don't know what I'm talking about half the time, I think they're entertaining. I think, at least. Okay, so without nothing left to say for now, Random Reviews signing out. And I hope you like my new setup. And I hope you like my new Darth Vader speaker thingy that my daughter gave to me for Christmas. Because again, like I said, I'm a huge Star Wars geek. You have no idea how much of a geek I am. But only the old ones and some of the new stuff, but mostly the old ones because the new Disney sucks. Peace out. Random Reviews signing out.